So we're going to move on to the next topic if that's okay, but one of the comments that I'm getting, I guess a little bit, is that people would like to see you play a little more.
Oh, okay.
And, and this we're going into a rhythm and time section.
Rhythm and time. Okay, well, I tell you what, I know what we could do. Because I took all of a good 6 minutes of my life to write this down. So I might as well share it with you.
Okay.
Because when you told me what the topics were, I started making some quick notes.
Well, I should clarify. The topics actually came from our participants.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But then you said, okay, these are the topics that pianists want to talk about.
Exactly.
And
right.
so I wrote down some notes.
Okay.
So we're talking about rhythm and time, right?
Yes.
Rhythm and time. Let me write you my notes on rhythm and time. So time. Well, let's start with rhythm. I looked up rhythm in the dictionary, the word. See, we start with the word. Because everybody, if I asked all you guys to define the word rhythm, you'd give me 10 different answers. I know it, so I'm not going to even go through the, So in a dictionary, in the Oxford something dictionary, the definition that seems to apply is a strong, regular, repeated pattern of music, sound, or movement. Regular, recurring, right? I added to that it's a regular, recurring event or events. So, I mean, there you go. That's a regular recurring event. The event being, right? And then it's an even regular motion of beats. So that's actually the same thing. Let me get it regular. It's hard to keep it regular. It's an even pulse. We can talk about use the term pulse like the heart, and it's a beat, and so it keeps going. But also I wrote down that it's a pulse. Rhythm is a pulse musically that invites participation. I've noticed that when you put a rhythm, if I'm playing something and I put a rhythm into it, like if I play something like right? There's no regular rhythm going on so far. But if I go like this, got these notes moving, and all of a sudden you got a rhythm going. Or if you play something more regular. See? Now you got a rhythm going, and it invites participation. It invites, you can, yeah, that's what I think. So that's what I wrote down for rhythm. Now just as far as the word goes, time. time is a wild word. Shoo. I didn't even go to the dictionary for that, because let's just apply time to music now, how we tend to use, musicians tend to use the term time. I think when we say to one another, oh, the guy's got good time, right? That's one way we use it.
Yeah.
He's got good time. That means the ability to create an even, steady rhythm, right? But then I thought there's a corollary to that, which is the ability to be in rapport with and duplicate an even, steady rhythm. So you can create an even, steady rhythm, right? Like I was just doing, kind of, even, steady. But then when you're playing with another, they're creating time too. So one's ability to play in rapport with that time is another ability of time. It's the ability to create time, because now you're creating that time. Or then finally, of course, the final result that you're looking for is when the guy that's creating his time here, and now you're creating your time there, where this guy's not just following this guy's time, and this guy's not just following that guy's time. It's something that goes up there, where you're kind of co-creating time. Elio, come on, let's play something. Elio Villafranca is my good friend, amazing pianist. Let's demonstrate being in rapport with time with one another.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Elio.
Thank you.
So I don't know what your impression was of that, but we know each other, and I love Elio's playing and his music, so I'm already in rapport with the man before he stepped up here. But then I guess I began a rhythm, and then immediately Elio got in rapport with my rhythms, what I recall. But then almost immediately we stopped thinking about who was following who,
Right.
rhythmically.
Right.
And at one point, I kind of forced a speeded tempo,
Right.
and then Elio joined in with the new tempo. So time, yeah, that's it's the ability to create an even, steady tempo, and then the ability to be in rapport with and duplicate another's even, steady tempo. Then I also wrote, let's see, the other thing I wrote is it's the ability to keep a steady tempo while varying the rhythms that are placed on top of that steady rhythm without losing the groove. Now, when we say tempo and time, a lot of time we use musicians use the term groove. Get a good groove. A groove definitely does not mean rubato. A groove means some kind of a tempo. So I'm going to play some of Armando's rumba to demonstrate keeping a steady tempo. I'm going to try to keep a steady tempo while I place other rhythms on top of it to vary it, right? So. The left hand is, I'm trying to keep steady. Yeah. So I think I played some, tried to play, so yeah, I mean. The reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to show you this. I showed it yesterday, I think, a little bit on our little, where is it? On our brief airing. See if I can find it real quick. Excuse me. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Nah, it's gone Zippo somewhere. Anyway, there's this, oh yeah, I'll show you here. There's this basic rhythm which runs all through, I don't know, we were trying to, Elio, yesterday we were trying to talk about, oh, someone asked about Afro-Cuban music, right? And then I got into, hey, I'm not a historian. and the world is a mix. It's a cultural mix. But there is this one rhythm that really, it's not rock and roll. And it goes up rhythmically in sophistication to the musicians who I hear play, who come out of Africa, who come out of Cuba, who come out of Puerto Rico, who come out of South America. And it's this basic rhythm. which is it looks like a smiley face.
Yeah, it does.
So it's dong, 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 dong. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats. Doom, 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 doom. Like if you play. What I was doing on the left hand of the piano there. The interesting thing about that rhythm is that if you fill in the eighth notes in between, if you go to me, that could have been the way that cowbell beat or variations of it became a staple in whatever kind of music that is that makes you go like that. What would you call that, Elio?
Well,
What name would you give to that?
to that cowbell?
To that rhythm? Any name? We don't need a name.
I mean, I would say that rhythm actually it comes from Makuta. It's like an Afro, a rhythm that came from Africa and then kind of like from the Congolese tradition and then create its own form in Cuba.
Right.
And that rhythm,
I would say the name again.
Makuta.
Makuta.
Yeah, it's what you say. It's present in many different variations of.
Right.
It's also present in Puerto Rican music, in bomba and bomba specifically.
Bomba, yeah. But see, there's names, but basically Africa through Cuba.
Yeah, it's all come from Africa.
But you can find a lot of that in South American cultures
yes,
too.
In pretty much in all of the countries.
Right. But that particular rhythm that I've got written there is like a basic,
Yeah.
right? Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, no.
Every now and again I go off the deep end.
That was great.
So where were we anyway?
You're still on the introduction to this whole subject.
What's the
Time.
subject? Oh, time.
You're
All
on
right, yeah.
time.
Okay, time. Okay, so do we have a question?
Oh, we have a few.
All
We
right.
definitely have a few.
Okay.
I have one that is a decent follow-up to that because I see it also as Christopher from Germany, from Ulm, Germany. He's interested in how you practice independence of both hands, giving your left hand enough independency in rhythm, as well as in harmonic varieties. See, we see you do this, and you know you were doing this, and then you were also keeping the beat over here.
Yeah.
How do you practice that?
Okay, Ulm, Germany. Christopher? Thanks,
Christopher.
Let me see, how do I practice that? I think that I'm trying to see a way into that. Well, okay, so now we get into the subject, really, the subject of practice. Or like, how do you develop a technique? Like, how do you do that? How do you get to do that? And I got a good example. Yeah, all right, Christopher. Here we go. This takes me to, it's going to take me to Horace Silver.
Okay.
This is a book I found in my bookshelf. I've had it for some years. I don't know, it's published by Hal Leonard. I hope it's still published by Hal Leonard. I don't know if any of you guys ever seen this. It's called Horace Silver, The Art of Small Combo Jazz Playing, Composing and Arranging. And he actually, in addition to having quintet charts in the book, he actually gives advices on a lot of stuff in here. It's a beautiful book, and it's personally dedicated to me because I wrote the foreword of this book. And I got a beautiful statement from Horace on it, my hero, who thanked me and so forth. Anyway, I started learning how to play one of Horace's most famous tunes, which is Song to My Father, right? Right? You know that? You've heard that, I'm sure. So this song, when Horace wrote it, when Horace played it, he assigned the bass part to just the bass. And the bass part goes... Right? Now, it's a simple bass line, and it's a relatively simple melody, except he's got a little turn of phrase in there. Right? It's not so simple, but you could do... That doesn't sound so good. Right, so now the trick becomes playing both those parts together.
Yeah.
Yo! I thought it would be simple, it ain't. So the way I practice it is basically, the way you get that independence is you first you really have to take a deep breath and break it down. I mean, unless it just comes. If there's something that you can't do and you want to train yourself to do it, then you have to really break it down. And the farthest that it can be broken down is one hand at a time, just like what I was doing. Right? And then the left hand is... All right? So we take, so now... So now we got to play it together. So now we got to, what I recommend is what I try to do is, well, let me try it and talk at the same time. Okay, I need it to be a little slower. See, I noticed that those two notes come together. One of the things I'm trying to demonstrate, and an advice, cheap advice I give you, is to try to not practice in a fumbly way. Try to always practice where you slow the tempo down far enough that you can actually make the music. Because if you go... If you're going to practice like that, you're just going to like, ah! Don't do it. You got to break it down. And the first thing, if you're going to play two hands, or one hand, it doesn't matter. You got to always break it down to a tempo where you can give yourself a success at having accomplished something. You can say, okay. Oh, okay. You might have to do that. And then you might have to work out the fingering. Like for instance, on this one, you could put the thumb there, or you could do like this. You could put a 2 and a 3 there, but I like, to me that's easy. That this is more fluent, so I go. Work the fingering out now. And on this one, at first I started practicing like this, with 2 notes on 1 finger. See, now that's not it. Actually, so that I started doing this, which helped me keep this rhythm autonomous. See, now the bridge goes. Da, 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 da. But the left hand keeps this going, so I have to slow that down. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do that again, the bridge, to see, I find out where that first note comes in, the first E flat. See, now Horace didn't play it that way. He didn't play the bass line. He cheated. He just played the. In fact, I think he just comped. He had the horn players play the melody line. But that's how I would break down how to practice something. You really break it down. Don't ever fumble practice. Stop all the fumble practicing. As soon as you're fumbling, and then try to practice everything. Another tip that I use is try to practice everything in rhythm. I mean, if you can look at it like for fingering or whatever, but as soon as you start to make the music, keep a rhythm, even if it's slow. Because then you're making music from the start.
Okay.
I think that's all I got on that.
I notice your foot tapping in time. Is that something that you're aware of, or is a help for you?
I don't know. I don't notice it. The foot, I don't know. My foot tends to be the grand pulse. You know that term, grand pulse? I don't know where I picked that up. I picked that up a long time ago. Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
See, do you have a music dictionary there?
You can look up whatever you want.
Look up, see if there's a term grand pulse. like as a music term. The grand pulse to me is like what dancers do is the basic downbeat. It's where you swing your body to, is the grand pulse. Or if you do grand pulse could be there. That's not the grand pulse. That's too dorky. Or it could even be. It's where the body sits on a grand pulse. Is there?
I think you made that one up.
Did I make that one up?
Yeah, we're putting it in Wikipedia right now.
It's a pretty good term, though, right?
Very nice term.
Grand pulse.
Works. Totally works.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I have a question here on rhythm and time. So I really enjoy when you duet with other great players like Herbie and Bela Fleck, and am totally blown away when you trade rhythmic sections or single line solos without any underlying accompaniment. Sometimes while watching these exchanges, I lose the sense of time and rhythm. How do you keep the rhythm and time going when the standard rhythmic clues are missing?
I get it. Thank you for the question. I mean, you have to take into consideration first of all that these rhythmic cues and losing the time or not losing the time is all very subjective. It's totally subjective. You got two guys playing together. You're going to never know who's losing it and who's not losing it. Never. And you don't want to know. Who cares, you see? This is the first thing. Now, the other part of it, the other side of that is that you do want to communicate your rhythm to your partner when you're playing. Whether he grasps it or not, or whether he's doing that to you and whether you grasp it or not, is that question of balance of, are we playing it real safe down here, or boom, chippa chippa doom, chip chippa doom, chip chippa doom, or are we going like altering things, you see? See, me and Herbie, and probably, I'm sure, me and Elio we can demonstrate this. Another one we can demonstrate. But musical partners that I play with, allow for all kind of subjective differences between one another. In other words, we got a basic tacit understanding between us, which is. Me and Herbie actually talked about this way back in the 70s, because when we first started playing two pianos together, the first 5 minutes that we sat down at two pianos, we were very careful with one another. It was like, don't want to get in his way. And we saw immediately that ain't going to work, because we come out to play, to have some fun, to play. So then we just started, we both kind of laughed and just started going for it, and then noticed immediately that whatever I offered up, he just happily took and did things with. And whatever he offered up, I happily took and did things with. And basically, that's the secret, is that you allow your partner complete freedom and beingness. You give him the freedom to be comfortable to try anything, and you're willing to experience anything. You have to be willing to experience anything, and then you have to be willing to also play in a way that he can experience something. Can't completely leave the communication. So that becomes a basic kind of moral agreement, a civilized code between the two of us. or between the partners that establishes the ground rules. After that, how tightly the two play, is just a matter of subjective, wow, that was good, that wasn't so good, that was better. I don't know. Want to try something, Elio?
Yeah.
Let's try, why don't you play that,
Okay.
and I'll play this. Can I have a chair?
Actually, I can take.
No,
Chair or stool? No.
not a stool. No, I need a chair.
Is that too low? I can be in the chair.
But drum stool?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got an idea.
There you go.
How's that?
That's great.
Elio, how about, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nice, Elliot. Thank you.
Nice.
So we tried all kind of things. We got lost, we found each other, we came in, we came out. But mainly we were together. Elio got faster toward the end, then we went off into a shh. Very nice. Thank you, Elio. It's I've often, when it comes to making music with others, I think that in both my duets with Herbie Hancock and with Bobby McFerrin, we often mention the idea that the word play is used by musicians to say, well, I play the piano and let's play this. Now, gee, the dictionary man,
Yes,
on the word play,
on the word play.
let's check it out.
I'm looking it up right now. Jim.
Yeah, I mean, let's get real, I don't know, like,
Okay, here we go. Here we go, Chick. Engage in activity for enjoyment and recreation rather than a serious or practical purpose.
thank you.
You're
Very
welcome.
nice. So that's what it is, to play music. I mean, if we want to keep, as musicians, if we want to, that's the thing I want to communicate anyway to audiences, no matter whether the music sounds, I mean, music can have all kind of emotions. It can be dark, it can be sad, it can be griefful, it can be apathetic, but it can be enthusiastic, it can be serene, it can be a lot of different emotions. But like an actor does, it's play. You play. It's pretend. It's like play. That's what play means. So keep that in mind, and you can never get into conflict with your partner about it. You can always talk about it. You know, Eli, what was that you did? You know, oh, that was the blah blah blah, and then you might learn something.
Cool.
How's that?
That's great, man. Okay, so got a couple more questions on rhythm and time. This one's from Scotty Miller from my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Oh, all
where
right.
you're going to be in April with Bela Fleck at the Guthrie Theater for those who...
Okay.
There's still a couple seats left.
All right.
Anyway,
Minneapolis.
Scotty says, one character of your playing has always struck me, where you start your phrases when soloing. It's one of my favorite things about your playing, starting the solo phrase on an unexpected beat. How do you explain that?
Thank you for your question. The way I would explain that is it's your consideration of what's unexpected. That's really the simplicity of it. You would have to describe more technically what you meant by what beat, but I'm not sure. See, I don't think about where I start my beats. So, but thank you for your compliments, by the way. And
The children's song that everybody thinks is on another beat, that's an example of what he's talking
Oh,
about.
really? Oh, okay.
That's conjecture, but that one has always fooled me and many others.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, would you bring the stand? If I put music up on here, can the camera see it?
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah, I'll take it. There we go. Okay, I brought the children's songs. I always bring the children's songs.
Oh, great.
Kind of a staple. This is that's the Mozart. It's the old funky copy. Okay, children's song number 1. Now, I know what you mean, Bill, because this is the one where actually musicians I've played this with played on the wrong beat too. It's not wrong. I mean, they hear one differently because the ostinato on the left hand goes like this. Right? And so most guys hear this. But that ain't what I wrote. What I wrote was right. So I don't know what that answers, but I'll play some of it for you. See, that G up here comes right in on 1, right on the downbeat. That part, I think, should be quite clear that it's on 1. Does that 1 communicate to you guys here?
Yeah, definitely.
It does, yeah?
I had it backwards.
Could you do me a favor while we do this, and snap your fingers on 1 with me while I play? Be a rhythm section. Yeah.
That's
So,
unexpected.
Uh-huh.
That's unexpected.
Right, right. So that's the way it was. The song was conceived, and that beat, Elio, is a really strong Afro beat. That second beat, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Right? Stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scotty says thanks.
Oh, good, cool.
Yeah.
All
very
right,
good.
that's nice.
All right, one last question on rhythm and time
Yeah.
before we move on. I love learning new rhythms, but sometimes feel like I resort to the same old things over and over. Can you recommend some styles of music that might open my playing to new beats and rhythms?
Well, you know, thanks for your question. Not being here to converse with you and know what your tastes are, I wouldn't be able to really do that. But I can suggest one thing about let me see, would this work? About falling into like habits that you don't want to fall into. Like if you got something that goes on that you always do, and you see it's happening again, and you say, "Oh, it's happening again," you know, and you don't want that to do it. One way I have found to break that is that whatever the pattern is, or whatever the thing is that you do that you fall into automatically, do it causatively. Just do that. Like if you make a mistake, if you're always going, I don't know, instead of, you want to do that. You want to play that note, and you're going, somehow the fifth finger always goes to that note, right? So now you notice that you've got this habit stuck. So what you do is, okay, I'm going to play that mistake. There it is. It's mine now. I got it. It's not the gods of the sky anymore. It's mine. Right?
Yeah.
Try that. And then you can put a new habit in, which is, and you just say, that's my new habit. I mean, if that's one way I've found. If any mistake that you make, if you make the mistake causatively, you like create the mistake, it'll go away. Try that. Now the right?
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Try that. See if it works for you. Now the other part of that.
It was, styles of music that
Right.
might open up new rhythms and.
Right. Well, as far as that goes, I would suggest use your taste, and your own judgment, and your own viewpoint of aesthetics, what you like, and go search. I mean, gee, with what we have with media now, with the internet, and generally you can find whatever you want. Just go on a search. I don't want to start promoting, services, internet services, but they're all there, and you can find out whatever you want. Ask friends. I don't know. Look through. I don't know. Give me some help here. Where can?
Well, for instance, just in the Latin area, the Latin Afro-Cuban area, like getting started in those kind of rhythms, like how to start learning. If a guy
the best way to start learning that is join a band. Go find some Latin players who play well and listen to them, or join the band, or find one guy who knows the scene and go be with him. I mean, the apprenticeship system is in learning any skill or becoming familiar with anything. It will never be supplanted, ever, because it's human nature. It's how you learn. You go find someone who does something well, and you get with him, or you at least look at him,
Right.
or try and understand him. But you get with him. That's how I learned. That's how all my heroes learned, by playing with others. And you can't use the excuse that it's a new day and that doesn't happen anymore. And no. You got to create the situation. You got to go find the guy who's on the next level, or who's got something that you're interested in, and go get with him. And of course, listening to videos and audio is all good. All that helps. But actually getting with other musicians that get yourself in situations where you play with others is it's the way to learn.
Good. Excellent.
Okay.